Hello, and welcome to the We Are Power podcast. If this is your first time here, the We Are Power podcast is the podcast for you, your career, and your life. We release an episode every single Monday with listeners in over 60 countries worldwide, where you'll hear personal life stories, top-notch industry advice, and key leadership insight from amazing role models. As We Are Power is the umbrella brand to Northern Empowerment Awards, which celebrates hundreds of female role models and advocates every year. This is where you can hear stories from all of our awards alumni and stay up to date with everything MPW Awards and We Are Power. Well, welcome. Today I am delighted to be joined by the wonderful Marianna Vaszilyiv, who is basically Queen of United for Ukraine. And this is something that you've been part of since the start, which is an organisation which is committed to finding work and support for Ukrainian nationals. How has it been? It's been like 3 years since the war started.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Simone, for inviting me. Thank you for arranging everything this for us. And I'm very glad to be here. I'm happy to see you. And thank you for introducing me in that way. I'm trying to be keeping this information. I mean, not the Queen, because it's not only me who working on the project, it's the whole team behind. And yes, it's been 3 years since the war started, since the invasion started in 2022 in February. And we launched the project United for Ukraine in 2022 in response to the Russian invasion in Ukraine. And it was planned as a trial project for 2 weeks, and then 2 months, and then here we are 3 years after that, 3 years plus, and we are still operating, we are still supporting people, we are still strong, we are still determined to win, and we are still feeling the support of British people across the UK, and we are very grateful for.
And how many nationals have you helped and supported and aided to this point?
So we try to keep records of everything we do. However, it can be quite difficult because the program is voluntary and some people do not come back to us feedbacking what happening in their life. But last year we hit the figure of 6,000 people who we managed to help either with employment, courses, advice, signposting, referring them to our partners, third parties, providers, and it's been 6,000 people so far.
And what do you need more of?
We do need your support because the war is still on. People are still arriving, and we need more people to be involved in providing employment for Ukrainians because historically we are fighters. We are used to be fighting for our independence, for our life, for our families and so on. And when we arrived, I'm saying we, but I mean embodying the whole nation. When we arrived to the UK, we were determined to find job, to find secured future for our children. So we need more jobs. We need more support from local businesses to hire Ukrainians. As per Home Office figures, more than 79, as far as you remember, % of Ukrainians who arrived under both schemes in the UK are in employment, which is an incredible figure, and they say that's a bit higher than across the whole UK if we are talking about some migrant groups arriving to the UK, which is good. And people want to work, people are happy to be employed, people want to do something for their living, not to sit and wait for the government to bring some support for them. So we need share awareness about us. We need to share information that we have unique specialists in different fields. And if businesses, local authorities can be involved more in supporting programs like ours, different charity projects across the UK, that would be amazing.
And let's take it back to, you're born obviously in Ukraine. You
Yes.
are part, as we were chatting just before, you're part Ukrainian, part Hungarian, part Polish, and you've got some Jewish connection in there as well. So
yes. Yeah, I was born in Ukraine. Long time ago.
Not at all.
Yeah, and I was born in Western Ukraine, but due to some historical events, the Western Ukraine was involved in many historical displacement of people across the west of Ukraine, Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia. That's why all nationalities over there are blended. And I've got different roots. I've got some Polish blood in me. I've got some Hungarian blood in me, but most of it is Ukrainian. And I'm of Jewish heritage. I haven't found out yet how it happened, but I'm proud to be a mixture of all these bloods and having all these call of ancestors in me, because whatever I am, I was shaped through these historical changes, and I do feel this call in my blood now, especially now when the war is happening in my country.
Tell me what it was like for you growing up, because obviously people are very aware of Ukraine, but there's the perception, always been war, always been a fight. But what was it like for you growing up?
Right. I was a very naughty child, and my parents were always having issues with me because my behavior at school was not the best one, and my teachers were trying to get me be more obedient, which never worked. And I was trying always to express myself, find myself in different areas, and I took part in different drama clubs, hiking clubs. I was trying to perceive the world through my curiosity, and I managed to learn a lot through that way. But nevertheless, I managed to complete my school studies quite well, and I did my studies in the university in the Western Ukraine. So first education I obtained in Ukraine was Romanic and Germanic languages. I'm a teacher of English and French. And then second one is journalism, because I wanted to be a journalist, but then I decided to learn languages first because I had this ability to learn languages easily. And then I completed my journalism degree after that. So I got 2 degrees from Ukraine. And I've been working as a teacher of English and French for 13 years. And then I've been working as a journalist for a couple of years in Ukraine, which did help me to broaden my outlook, get better understanding of how processes in the world work. And this is how I was shaped. But looking back, as you mentioned, Ukraine was in war quite a while, and this is what shaped me as a person, because throughout the centuries, if you look back to the history of Ukraine, due to some historical processes, having a neighbor like Russia, it's always difficult not to be a fighter. And this is how I am, and I'm still learning. I'm open to everything new in my life, and I'm thinking about doing another degree in the UK. So never say never.
What do you think you might do? Because we talked just before we came on the comfy couch about being almost at the edge. You talked about kind of being at the edge of what's the next progression for you?
I'm quite open what I can do in my life, because it feels like I'm trying to be leading my life myself, but sometimes some events are predetermined. It feels like I'm not a fatalist, but sometimes it happens. It happens what it should happen. This is the feeling I've got sometimes, and I'm just allowing this to leading me further. So when I arrived to the UK 11 years ago, I was working in school, first as a TA and then as a teacher, and then I confirmed my teaching degree in the UK, and I did masters in languages in secondary education in the UK. That was my third education and special needs, and now I'm thinking about doing potentially project management, because I'm leading the project, and I do have expertise. I do have some knowledge, I do have understanding, but I still feel that I need some more theory in supporting my work better, because being a perfectionist, I need to be taking care of all the bits and bobs of all the parts of the work I do, and that's why I'm thinking about doing this degree as well on top of what I'm doing. My husband doesn't know about that yet.
Spoiler alert on the podcast for sure. What brought you to the UK back in 2014?
So my husband had a job offer in the UK, and he was the first comer to go and try how it will work. It worked well, and then me and my older son joined him for half a year. So my child didn't even want to unpack his bag under his bag because he wanted to go back. But then it happened that we got settled quite well. I found job pretty quick, and we decided to stay. We decided to give it a go for a year, 3 years, and then it's been 11 years since then. And I'm happy that we made this choice, because this is the country of mine. I feel home here, because they say, I mean, I'm a person of the world, and my home is where my heart is, and my heart is now here.
And what have you learnt most about yourself in the last, not just 11 years since you've been here, but in the last 3 years, because you've come out of your comfort zone to drive and lead a project with a great team as part of United Ukraine. But it's not just the team, is it? It's those wider stakeholders out there, local authorities, big businesses, individuals. What have you learnt most about yourself being part of that growing community?
I learned about myself that whatever you do the first step, and then the path will lie ahead, and it will work. And you can do, yes, you can, yes, you will, yes, you will be able to. Because looking back, it was very scaring, just getting the understanding of the horizons open before. But now it looks like we managed to do quite a good job getting so many people involved. And the more you stretch yourself, the more you challenge yourself, the more you can achieve, and the more you can ignite and encourage people around you. And that is probably the most rewarding and rewarding thing of our work, because I feel that people manage to change the life of theirs, and at the end of the day, you get the message, thank you for changing my life. That was the first message. I was crying because in 2022, and I thought, oh dear, I'm the life changer. What a role, what a title to be a life changer for someone. This is very honorable to be doing this job, what we are doing now.
And you talk about life changers, but you've also been announced on the 2023 Game Changer list. Northern Power Women Awards, we recognised you and your wonderful colleague Oksana with an award back in 2023, and then equally this year at the 2025 Northern Power Women Awards, you're on a future list. So you've gone from life changer, you are a game changer in motion, to multi-award winner. Is that something that sits comfortably with you?
Right, let's start with the Northern Power Women Award going back to 2023. I'm sorry, I have to mention that because that was one of the biggest surprises of my life. Probably my life is very generous for surprises during recent years. And when we visited the event as guests, just to come for a dinner, okay, yes, here we are. And then we were announced with a special award and invited to the stage. That was a big shock, but that was a big reward of the work we do, and standing on the stage with you and looking into the eyes of the audience, I understood that probably how pathetic it sounds. We've got a mission with great people like you and other like-minded persons. We do have a mission in this world for some reasons. We were there for some reasons for these people. We met you for some reasons. We met your team for some reasons. Everything is happening for a reason. And getting this award, it was very honorable award. And that was one of the greatest achievements in my life, because I understand what the scale of the work you do, and being in this circle, in this bubble of like-minded people, it's something incredible. Feel that. And after that, it went like very smoothly, award after award. So I was awarded by, I was a finalist for Leadership Award in London Institute for Leadership. Then we were across the north, some more awards. I don't remember all of them. Oh dear.
It's a big trophy cabinet, Marianna.
I've got a special shelf at home with all the trophies and awards. But the thing is, I'm not working for the awards. If we do have, that's good. That means that we doing something right and we are doing something well. But having get our work recognized, it's something great because it shows that we are doing this well. And it helps to share information and awareness and raise awareness about the project we do and the amount of people we manage to help and the amount of people we are still helping and we will help in the future, which is incredible. I mean, having an award is a good thing, but having an award and the job you do as a part of what you do, this is more incredible.
And you talk about, sort of being that role model, and one of the roles that you take really seriously as well is about being the advocate for the culture of Ukraine, whether it be through costume, whether it be through food, whether it be through language, whether it be about cultural exchanges. And one of the biggest events in recent years was a couple of years ago in Liverpool, which was when Liverpool hosted Eurovision on behalf of Ukraine. What a moment in time that was, wasn't it? We saw a lot of each other during that time. There was a Eurovision village, a Ukrainian village that sat alongside the pop-up up at the pier head. There was the event itself. It was quite overwhelming, wasn't it? That was everything that went alongside it.
Yes, that was a month in my life. One of the, again, most incredible. Have you spotted most incredible things in my life are connected with you? So it was a feast of Ukrainian culture. It was a feast of Ukrainian heritage, of Ukrainian music artists. And that was the time of unity of Ukrainian people and British people and people of the world, because there were a lot of people from all over the world in Liverpool. And that was something amazing to be a part of this grand show and this grand month. And I felt home again, because it felt like it's not Liverpool. It felt like my own city of Lviv or Kyiv or any other Ukrainian cities, because everything was covered in Ukrainian colors, flags. People were smiling. People wanted to take selfies, pictures with us. And we felt like we are celebrities walking through the towns, especially while having Ukrainian costumes on. And that was amazing. Just thinking back, one of the greatest events we attended, obviously, was gala show for Eurovision. Being invited as special guest, it was very honorable thing to be at. And another thing, that was the event you organized for us at the Navy ship, while flying the Ukrainian flag on the royal ship. I know the permission was not very easy to be obtained. I know, and I appreciate through the hoops you jumped to get this done for us, and for organizing that and gathering Ukrainian guests, making them feel welcomed and warm. And that was something incredible. And it found a very warm place in my heart. And thinking back, I mean, if in the time of sorrow, I'm thinking there are still people who will support and who are with us. And then I say to myself, you have no right to give up, and then you have to continue going. Thank you. And thinking about culture, Ukrainian culture is very deep and old, and we do have a lot to offer to the world, to learn and share with the culture, and we are proudly sharing this now. And we do have a lot of attention from people learning about Ukrainian traditions, customs, Ukrainian embroidery, Ukrainian flower crowns, and I'm proudly using this element as promoting of Ukrainian culture throughout the world and in the UK as well. Yeah.
There's so many highlights during that period. We talked about the time on the Royal Navy ship HMS Mersey. Captain Mitch lit up the ship in blue and yellow. He called me one night going, where am I going to get blue and yellow lights from? In a time during there's so much. We hosted a networking event on there. But do you have a highlight? I know we were swapping photos earlier. Now there's a little cheeky one there with you and Oksana and Sam Ryder. But was there a highlight? Was there a real favourite person that you met?
Again, you're my favorite person. I met, thinking about my favorite person, we met a lot of incredible people since 2022. If we are focusing on the post-invasion events. But we have people who are very dedicated to the war we fight in and to the idea we fight for. So I would mention probably people of the North, because I have a possibility to compare. I have been living in London for 7 years, and I moved to Manchester, and I should have done this before, because I do love people of the North. I do love the vibes. I do love the openness of people, the sincerity, the dignity they do their work with. And I'm really glad that I belong to the North. And talking about people in particular, I'm thinking about your team again. If we talk about Liverpool, I have to mention the mayor of Liverpool, Billy Camp, who is an incredible supporter of any Ukrainian initiative in Liverpool and Merseyside as well. He was the one who is sharing tirelessly awareness about the war, who is talking, who is speaking up about us and support we need, who is fundraising and who is supporting different fundraising events, opportunities and projects. And he's amazing. Probably he's one of the most who helps us to fight here. But if we are talking about people overall, these are just general British people.
And what advice, if you look back to disobedient Marianna as a child, unsure what you were going to do, or how you were going to sort of play by the rules, what advice would you give her?
Be careful, but dare to try. Don't be afraid to try. One more step, and you will get there. Because if I haven't tried so many steps, and if I haven't made so many mistakes, I would have never been where I am now. Because it's better to do and then feel sorry for the mistake, rather than not doing anything and feeling sorry for not getting wherever you want to get. Dare to be, dare to try, dare to jump and move.
Now that is a T-shirt moment and a moment for a slogan on a bag, if ever I saw one. Marianna, you're amazing. The work that you're doing and continue to drive is phenomenal. We'll put the details around United for Ukraine on the show notes so people can get involved. And please do, even if it's just one small thing, the one small things can all add up. And like Marianna says, it's about daring to try. I wish you well in your endeavours for your next degree. I mean, come on. Whatever you put your mind to, you will achieve. It's an honour to know you. I've loved myself and my husband, Northern Powerman Rob, love being in your company. So thank you so much and keep doing what you're doing. You are totally awesome.
Thank you very much for inviting. Thank you for inspiring me, because you're one of the inspirers. And thank you for your great support, not only your support, your team's support, your husband's support, but all people of the United Kingdom. Thank you.
Subscribe on YouTube, Apple, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a review or follow us on socials. We are power_net on Insta, TikTok and Twitter. Or We Are Power on LinkedIn, Facebook. And We Are_power on YouTube.